Greetings, all you maniacs for minds on crimes, and today, you read the title, I'm going to be talking about the first rifle I've ever owned and my experience shooting it. Now, why isn't this like a, range video? Like, you weren't allowed to film at the range? No, I was not, which is really unfortunate. However, I have to say, the Mosin Nagant that I have a Mosin Nagant. It is a dated 1938 Tula Mosin, as you can see from this picture. Uh, The star is there, trust me. You can. It's not really exactly easy to get a good picture of the star with the fletched arrow inside of it, but it is a Tula. It's a beautiful rifle. The trigger is nice and light. It's about a 4-ish pound trigger. We did some crude measurements by putting it on a scale and seeing when it dry fired via its own weight. It is an 8.5 pound rifle, so the math came out to be about 4-ish pounds. The bolt is very easy to operate. There's all these stories about, these Mosins, you need to beat them open with a hammer. They're awful. Not this one. So I was using, of course, the legendary 7.62 by 54 rimmed steel case Tula ammo, as you see in this picture the CMO is using with the Amazon stripper clips. And my experience with the rifle is that she kicks. Definitely. This is not a 22. This is not a 223. This is a full power rifle 30 caliber cartridge, but it isn't a shotgun. If you've ever fired a 12 gauge slug, then you know that the 12 gauge slug will kick the shit out of you and it will obliterate you if you're not ready for it. The Mosin, who I have nicknamed Olga, kicks, definitely, but it ain't bad. I say that, but my shoulder is a bit sore because I fired 35 rounds sitting down, so I couldn't get a proper, place to put the buttstock on. Now, my Mosin actually has a butt pad. It has a rubber butt pad on it that I put on there aftermarket because the original butt pad came with a metal one. It was sharp, and I was not dealing with that. It was sharp around the corners. No, thank you. But, my problem with the range was that it was cold. It was like 34-ish degrees and I didn't have proper gloves. I really wish I kept the target, but I didn't. I decided not to. The rifle itself, the barrel isn't warped. Everything's in good quality. It's in good condition. It's just the sights are a bit off. So my older brother and I are gonna have to figure out a way to fucking put the sight back to where it should be. It was shooting a little high and to the right, which I didn't really know at the time. I tried to adjust for it, but only so much an inexperienced shooter can do. All 35 rounds that I fired, I think I hit basically every single one of them on the target, but it wasn't like in the center. This wasn't a tight group, even at 50 yards. But whatever, I'm not a super experienced shooter. Before this, I've only fired a 12 gauge. The first shotgun I've ever fired was a break open single barrel 12 gauge. And that knocked my socks off. That really surprised me. Then I fired a 12 gauge pump action with buckshot. That wasn't bad. Pump was super easy to use, but still 12 gauge kicks a lot. So for some numbers here, the Mosin Nagant has about a 15-pound impulse of recoil. A shotgun with slugs, depending on the shotgun, the weight of it, and the ammunition, it's about 40 to 50 pounds. So it's significant amount of recoil difference. But I am really happy with the rifle that I have. I definitely eventually will record me shooting it because I'm sure we can find a gun range or some place that's cool with me shooting a gun and recording it. I don't know why this gun range is so anal about that. Oh, and it does come with a bayonet, but I'm never going to use the bayonet. I don't know if the bayonet's matching, but from what I can tell, this entire rifle is a matching Tula. It is a beautiful rifle. I love it a lot. It's heavy. Don't get it twisted. It's 8.5 pounds and it's front heavy. Like, this isn't a lightweight 6.5 Creedmoor that can hit a target at a mile and a half. This is an old school Russian fighting rifle. So, a little bit of history with the Mosin. It was designed by a Sergei Mosin and it was adopted in 1891. Yeah, that means that this rifle is like 130 years old. This design has been around for a very long time. It's like the M2 Browning or the Maxim machine gun. They're still being used. Yes, the Mosin is still being used, which is kind of crazy, right? Well, it's a bolt action. It's a simple device. It is a very simple rifle. There's not a lot that can go wrong with it. And if you're curious how I'll transport it, it's very simple. You just take the bolt out because the bolt just comes out. You cock the weapon, you open up the bolt, you pull the trigger back, and the entire bolt comes out. And when the bolt is separated from the rifle is just a tube. It's just a 30 caliber tube. It's not going to do anything. But whatever. I am really happy with this rifle. It costed me $420.71. I know it's not 420.69, blah blah. But the rifle I wanted before this was a Mossberg Patriot in 300 Win Mag. I'm glad I didn't get that because the 300 Win Mag would have beaten the shit out of me, and the Mosin's just cooler. I mean, the Mossberg Patriot was cool, but I mean, come on, Russian weapons are just so freaking sick. So I am still really annoyed that I couldn't just record on the gun range and show me shooting it sitting down with a sandbag. I had a sandbag too, sandbags, because I was tired of using my elbows on monopod. Um, but even that was fine. That's really annoying, really goddamn annoying. But it was very cool that the people there actually let me and my brother have a free range day because I was really fucking upset. I was really annoyed that, of course, nothing in my life has ever gone right, like how I wanted. But they didn't take a card, so we were like, oh fuck, now we got to go to the ATM, and they're like, you know what, just just go ahead. Absolute legends. Also, I should mention that I got this rifle in October of last year. I've been waiting that long to shoot it. Thank you so much. Because we saw some reviews online of this gun range. And some of the people there were very anal, very pissy. It was a chill time. Not just chill because it was fucking freezing, but it was just genuinely pretty cool. People were chatting. It was very very nice. I still wish I could have recorded though because damn, I literally said this thing don't kick much or something along those lines. And also, this is old Tula ammo. I don't know if you've ever smelled gunpowder, but it has a very distinctive smell. This stuff smelled different. Um, I'm not exactly sure why it smells different. I don't even really know how to describe it, but if you fired old ammo or this Tula stuff, even 7.62 by 39, which is the AK caliber, or 54 rimmed, which is the Mosin caliber, it's different. It may or may not also be corrosive, but whatever. It's cheap ammo. It's 60 cents per round from Palomito State Armory is where I got the ammo from. If you want ammo or rifles, go to that website, trust me. Stuff there is very reasonably priced. But that's my Mosin. Still, I wish I could have showed you some footage of me shooting it. The ammo performed perfectly. It ejected all the time. There weren't big fireballs. There was basically no smoke at all. It was perfect. Everything was great, other than it being fucking freezing cold. Anyway, I hope you found this video interesting. Yeah, my first ever rifle that I've ever gotten for myself is a Mosin Nagant. Who'd have thunk it? I mean, there's 30 million of them motherfuckers. I might as well have one. So, yeah, I hope you found this video somewhat interesting. And eventually I will do a goddamn video of me shooting the damn thing. Because, fuck. Why wasn't I allowed to film? Why is that a rule at that gun range? This is bullshit. Anyway. Beautiful rifle. Awesome history. And, man, I just love it. Smooth bolt, smooth trigger. She kicks, but not too bad. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, in Trilby, we trust.